Good morning. Hello. We are currently live on YouTube, currently live in the Beat Floor Studio Facebook page, and waiting to go live in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. I'm always just holding my breath until I can click that button. It's always different every week. So hello, good morning. Today it is June 6th, 2025, 10 a.m. here in the Midwest USA. You are joining me, Fan Lee, live for another Bead and Chat, another chaotic Bead and Chat. Chaotic because, well, this week I wanted to pot my flowers permanently in resin again. And as 3 minutes before I was going to go on, I opened up the resin that I was going to use. And what do you know? It's all, I guess, congealed. So I can't do that today. So like 3 minutes before, like I had to come on today. I was like, uh-oh, there goes my plan. Okay, so if you guys are currently watching live in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group, please hit the like button, make a comment, so you can activate the chat so I know that it is working. Well, wherever you're watching from, YouTube or the Facebook group or the Facebook page, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're working on. Looks like we have Teresa joining us. Hello, Teresa. Let me know what you're working on. All right, so let me toddle onto the group, see if it is working right now. See, I need an assistant, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to have this over here. All right, so today, I guess, instead of potting my flowers, I guess I'll be working on a project that I'm currently working on. But I want to show you what I was going to permanently pot. Oh, there's bugs in front of me. Oh, as you notice, I am outside again this week because, well, I don't want to be inside, stuck in my studio. It's when it's nice outside, I don't want to be stuck inside. So, and lately I've just been beading outside or working my computer outside whenever possible. So today I was going to pot up my pink tulip magnolias. So I was going to pot it permanently in this sake cup. Oh, I pinched myself and I've got like this. I pinched myself just before I came on. Freaking A. now there's this like blood spot. Okay, so it's not bleeding, but like a congealed pool of blood. So yeah, so you didn't need to know that. I overshare. Okay, so I was going to permanently pot this, and also at the same time I was going to pot this other magnolia, this star magnolia with willow. What kind of willow? I don't remember. Some sort of willow branch. So Teresa says stocking all your flower, restocking flowers. Okay, so what flowers are you making? All right, hang on. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I was going to do. Got everything out here, and now I can't do it. So, but because I made all this effort, um, look at my flowers. Look at my flowers. Okay, so today I will be, I guess, working on my bird of paradise because I'm still working on it. Let's see. Okay, and for this, I need so many bead spinners because, you know, there's one without beads in there. Yeah. These got beads in here. You know, not the best view. Just kind of got low energy today too, because last night I was so tired and I just fell asleep on the couch like around 7:30. And even though I woke up, I was still just low energy, and I had no coffee this morning. Ran out of my mushroom coffee, but I've kind of stopped drinking regular coffee, so I don't have so I just have hot water in my cup right now. Okay. All right. Hello, Natia. Hello. Thank you. Okay. Because these birds of paradise, I have 5 bead spinners going. Okay, Teresa says, mums, roses, magnolias. My granddaughter sells them to help pay for college. Awesome. You did mention that before. So that is amazing. Teresa, where does your granddaughter sell your flowers? That is amazing. Okay. I've got some stray beads in here. Okay, so we have color D, which is like a matte orange. Color F, no, D, E. Girl, know your letters. E, so I've got a matte orange, I've got a rainbow orange, a rainbow opaque orange, and here I've got F, which is a transparent rainbow orange. Hard to see. G is a matte orange. Wrong one. And then I have like a matte yellow. Okay, I got more beads. I ordered more beads. The same, you know, yellow, supposedly, but Matsuno Dynamites has changed, I guess, their batch of matte yellows now look more darker. So I wish they would, they do this, like they did this with the light green, and then they did this with the yellow, and I'm kind of irritated with that. I mixed in the 2 yellows, and you, like, I guess when they're all mixed together, it's hard to tell, but when they're next to each other, you can really tell the difference. So I really like the light green that they had before, which is kind of like a lime green, which is the Mayuki lime green. Is now That's the one that I use right now instead of the Matsuno Dynamite light green, matte light green, which I really love, but they have changed the color of it, even though it's the same color number per se. But that is irritating. All right. All right. Teresa says, at swap meets, people at college, just about anywhere. Amazing. Okay. Oh, I already have one started, I think. So far, another reason why I'm just really off today is because I've been trying to get my tutorial for the Bird of Paradise done before my kids get out of school. And I was recording yesterday, and for some reason, I guess being stuck inside just made me, well, being stuck inside and trying to do stuff, and recording, that really knocked me out. That knocked me out. All right. I'm going to try to do this from memory instead of looking at my pattern. I'm just going to try to do it from memory. No, can't do it. No, not this one, fan. That's not. No. That's not right. It takes me a minute to get started. Oh, I don't. Well, now that my finger is all smashed, and not smashed, but like, I don't know if I want to record because it just looks weird. Okay, tools. Oh, Natia, what are you working on? What beaded flowers are you working on? Oh, you guys, I guess we have a new bead along in the group, Leslie Belton with her umbrella tree. So I'm sure many of you are working on that. Okay. I'm just going to not try to do it from memory. See how that goes, right? And again, I'm outside and the birds are chirping. So that should be okay. Well, this is my happy place. Lately. Okay. I don't know if I can do it from memory. I don't know if I can do it from memory. I got to look at. I don't want to bring up my pattern from my computer. I got to look at it. So this is one of the Bird of Paradise sepals, or the petal. So, all right, 3. Okay. Yes, Teresa, it's very relaxing to make beaded flowers. And I love beading outside. Okay, so how many? 4, 5. Okay. Okay, Natia says, I made some mini lavender sprigs for a small clay pot this afternoon. And otherwise, I'm waiting for my new hibiscus plant to bloom next so I can recreate it. Nice. Speaking of hibiscus, I bought one when it was on sale during the fall. Well, because of where I live, it needs to be taken in during the winter, and I think I killed it. I think I killed it. So I looked in the roots. I look on, and it looks like it might. I'm gonna get my hair out of my mic. And I think it might still be alive, but it's just a bunch of, twigs. I killed it during the winter. So with this pattern, it's best to have like all of your beads. So I have got 5 bead spinners going, just so have it all laid out. Okay. What's next? Okay. I need a bead stopper. Do I have a bead stopper in here? Oh, of course I don't. Of course I don't have the things I need. Okay. So I'm just going to make a knot instead. Okay, so now I need to, I guess, get more resin, because my mind or my heart is set on potting my magnolias. So I want to pot my magnolias. I mean, they are potted, just not permanent. Here, move my camera down a bit more. Oh, I forgot to lace. Lace as you go. Okay, let me make this row. And then roll lace. Okay. So this pattern is more specific than not, because with the anthurium we were free forming, and I'm just like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But this one, we need to be more specific. And where's my lacing wire? Oh, tell me it's not here. Nope, I left it in my studio. I left it there. Oh, I guess I'll just bead. I'll lace after. But I do recommend that you lace as you go and not after. For this pattern, it's best. But hibiscus, it's definitely on my list. On my list of flowers to make. Well, Lauren was going to do hibiscus for this tropical bead along, but changed her mind and did orchid instead, which in a way was good, because the anthurium was quite hard, and I imagine the hibiscus would be another hard one as well. So The orchid was more beginnerish. Okay. Okay, so Natia says, I also don't know whether my hibiscus will survive the coming winter. Um, well, my problem was, it's not, my problem is like, I just didn't, like, I wasn't, I was, well, I had COVID for like a couple weeks and I just didn't water it. So that was my only problem during the winter. I just was not feeling well for like a couple weeks or 3 weeks. So I just ignored it. But as long as you water it and keep it inside, it should survive. I had another hibiscus that a friend gave me from 2 years ago, and it did survive the winter. It was in my house. I took it outside. It was blooming beautifully. And then, but because this winter, because I was not able to take care of it, just give it its basic needs, it didn't make it. So both of my hibiscus did not make it. But if you water it, you know, it should be able to survive in your house. Like my other plants, um, they did okay without me watering them, but not the hibiscus. It didn't like that. Okay, looks like we've got Marsha joining us from Utah, cloudy and 68. Hi, Marsha. What are you working on? Okay, next. Okay, I need to move my feet. Ooh. Okay. Okay, that'll do. Because I'm not looking at the pattern. I just, I mean, not that it matters. Not that it matters too much, I guess. But I mean, when it's assembled, you won't notice the slight beads being off. Okay, so what's next? Okay. Okay, Marsha is working through my book. Nice. Which project are you on, Marsha? Okay. It's amazing that people are still um, buying my book. It's been like what? I think it's been 6 years since my first book published. So my writing style has changed. So if you notice that it's different. Because we always evolve. All right. A little bit more. Okay, trying to talk and bead. So my plan is after the stream to be out here beading or working on some orders. I will be here all day as much as I can. Right. Okay. So I'll probably continue to work on my bird of paradise today out here. And I'm going to have a friend come over. She's going to come and just sit with me while I bead. So that would be nice. So a different type of bead and chat. Oh, it's getting hot out here now. Okay. Right. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's like this dog that's just yapping, just barking. It's still going. It's still going. Okay. Marsha says I went back to the little first flowers. I've done the little daisy and the tea rose. Awesome. Those are all great beginner projects. Okay. So my bird of paradise and my tropical flower display is currently at the Waukesha Public Library being displayed there. I need to go and I guess take a look at it. It's being displayed for the month during the month of June and July. So 10, 15, 20, I need 3 more. So if any one of you are in the area, go check it out. See it in person. I don't know where it is yet. I haven't gone to see. Wait a minute. Why? Oh, okay. And I know quite a few of you are in the area. Mary was the one who told me about it. These bead spinners, they keep spinning. They spin for like, my husband did a timer test, and they just keep spinning for like 2 minutes. Amazing. And I went back to using, well, I was going through my wooden bead spinners, and they do not spin for 2 minutes. So I'm gonna get rid of them. I'm gonna donate it to the library because they have a maker space. So I will donate them and get people beading. They have so much of my beads there. What are you gonna do with beads you can't use? Okay. If you are just joining me, well, I am just working on a project, my bird of paradise flower. It wasn't planned. I wasn't planning on working on this project today. I planned on just potting something, but the resin I was going to use all gelled up. Probably, probably from being in the garage for like 5 years, through our Wisconsin winters, because it gets like below negative Fahrenheit here in Wisconsin. And it gelled up. But the other one did not harden. It was just the resin part hardened, but not the other part. So that's very disappointing. That's because that's what I wanted to do today. Okay. So instead, you're seeing me working on a future project that I plan to release. And if you are just joining me, let me know where you're watching from and what you're working on. Okay, Natia says I actually only wanted to buy frost hardy plants for my large balcony, as I only have very limited space in my apartment, but I didn't buy the outdoor plant out of ignorance. I bought my hibiscus knowing that I had to bring it in, because it was on sale. It was like $3 USD. It was a huge plant, huge, for $3. And so I knew what I was doing. I knew that it was going to be inside. So, but now I think I will not bring my plants inside anymore. I am not going to buy any more plants that I need to take in and out. I may have plants that are inside now that I'll probably take outside for the summer. But other than that, any future plants, I am not going to bring in the house. Because I'm just not going to do it anymore. If you can't survive outside, then that is it. That is it. I'm not going to put in all that work. And I guess the straw that really broke my back, was I was overwintering peppers. I took in my peppers. The previous year, I took in my peppers. If you don't know about overwintering peppers, you can Google it on how to do it. And that was the first year. Last year was the first year I had peppers, bell peppers that I could eat, because I took in my pepper plant from the previous year, put it in my house, kind of took care of it over the winter. And then last season, I took the peppers out, and it was the first year I had peppers. So I was amazed. So with my peppers last year, I brought them in the fall. I brought them in, and even though I use new soil, I went and bought new soil from the stores to make sure there's no pests in it. and there were so many gnats flying in my house as I'm cooking, like soup or something. The gnats would be it would fly into my pot of soup, and I'm just like, "Are you guys kidding me? This is boiling hot. This is boiling hot. Are you gonna fly in my pot of soup? Just fly to your death?" That And then if you're drinking something, like that was there was that many in my house. They were just reproducing like crazy. And I bought these gnat traps and everything, and then we finally figured out where it was coming from, and they were just reproducing in my soil that I thought was clean. And I took out the plants during like when it was snowing. I was like, forget it. I'm not going to care about these peppers anymore. And okay, and just took it outside. It didn't survive, obviously, but okay, hang on. This was for. Why is there so much wire? Okay, so I think this was for the bigger one. Oops. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna undo it. So that's how I came to the conclusion that I'm not bringing in any more plants, bringing any more critters, flying things from the outside. Okay. Okay, Natia says, in contrast to the wooden spinners, the spinners that your great husband has developed are much more quieter in terms of running noise. Unfortunately, they are just a little bit expensive for me. They are, Natia, they are expensive to ship. it is it is ridiculous to me how expensive it is. Garbage truck. It is crazy how expensive it is to ship internationally. And I opened it up. Well, I kind of stopped shipping internationally for a while just because of issues. And I opened it up to for international shipping when I launched the bead spinners, just because I wanted to have that option available for people if they, were willing to pay the shipping price. But now I think I will close up international shipping again. There's just too many issues that I want to avoid. There's just too many issues. So I already closed up the international shipping on my Etsy shop, and I'm closing that up on my website. So unfortunately, even if you wanted to buy the bead spinners, if you are an international beater, sorry. I'm sorry. I cannot ship those anymore out of the country. And also with, the tariffs, um, you may buy something and you're buying the product, you're paying for the crazy expensive shipping, and then depending on where you are, you're going to have to pay another extra customs or tariffs to your country's government before you can pick up your bead spinners. There are some like for Canada, like ridiculous. I think up to a certain amount with certain I think shipping companies, they will charge the like import fee. It's like almost the same. It's like you're basically paying triple the price of the actual product. Um, so with that and other things, I am just closing it up. So there's just too many issues. Okay, looks like we have Wanda joining us. Hello. Let me know where you're watching from, Wanda, and what you're working on. And I do need to open up my pattern because I don't know how many, what's the length of wire I need to cut because I don't remember that. All right. $40. And of course, the computer is really far from me, so I can't see. Really can't see. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so finish my Bird of Paradise Sepal. This was the one I made yesterday. This one I didn't lace as I go because my lacing wire is not here. All right, let me look at my pattern. 4-inch top basic wire, 3-inch twisted wire and loop. And the birds are chirping. So 12, 24, 24 plus 6, 30, 33. Okay. All right, start over again on the next one. Okay, go. Now Tia says, I've moved into my current apartment with a balcony about 2 years ago. Before that, I had neither a balcony or a garden for more than 20 years. I have so much to learn about plants that are frost hardy or not. Yep, still learning. Well, I guess obviously the tropical plants are not going to be, they're not going to survive. There's so much to learn about plants. Okay, so what, 2? So what I've been trying to do with my garden lately, well, not lately, the past maybe about 3 or 4 years, is to have like a succession of plants so that there's always some flowers in that spot for the season. So what I did 3 years ago, was it 3 or 4 years ago? What I did was, I had irises planted way back there. I had irises, and what I did was like, you know what? Irises, they only bloom in the spring, and then after they bloom, there's only leaves and taking up space, right? Like, what am I going to do? Like, it's nothing is going on from like what, June, like mid-June until the fall. You're going to just have all of these leaves just there. So what I did that year was I gave my irises a haircut and then I sowed cosmos seeds on the ground. So they are still in the ground. The iris bulbs are still in the ground, but they just don't have their leaves. But in their place during the summer and through the fall, there's cosmos. So, and that worked out well. And that's what I've been trying to do for the past 4 years. And I've even cut down my peonies. After they bloom, I cut down the leaves, and then in its place, then there's room for the summer flowers to grow, which is the echinacea and the other things. And I also had cosmos over there, and this year, zinnias. Oh, I just love zinnias. So this year I have not had luck just sowing the zinnias because it just didn't grow, but they were okay transplanted. So I've transplanted the zinnias like a couple years ago, and they are just so beautiful. So there were in early spring there were daffodils and tulips and stuff like that, right? And then late spring you have first daffodils, mini irises, and tulips, from like March until like April, Mayish. And then from like May to like June, we get peonies and we get irises, the big irises. And then I have some other plants that are blooming. And then once the peonies and the irises are done, then hopefully my summer flowers will be ready. The yarrow is starting to bloom, so I'm glad that there's something to fill that space. And hopefully the echinacea will bloom. Like I just have this anxiety right now. Like, okay, so after the irises and peonies are done, like will the echinacea come out in time? Will the summer flowers be here in time? I don't want a gap of time with no flowers. So that's giving me great anxiety. Okay. Natia says there is apparently a frost hardy hibiscus. What? I have not heard of that. That is interesting. I have to look that up because I don't want to bring outside plants in anymore. My husband started a grapefruit tree many years ago, and I need to take that grapefruit tree out. He grew it from seed, and it's still in the house. I took it outside last year. some bead dust got in my mouth. Okay, so that's why you turn away when you crush your beads. So we have a grapefruit tree, but it's not for our region, you know. So I'm still gonna, I guess, take that in and out. Oh, I started a dragon fruit. Um, Bought dragon fruit and then just started the seeds, and it sprouted. Well, I guess I can. I'll have to drag that in and out. But that's very fun. I think it needs to be repotted and also needs a trellis because it's getting out of control. It's still small. It's like what, like it is a cactus. It's kind of like a cactus. And it's alive, but not thriving. Most of the plants in my house are alive, but not thriving. Guess I'm getting the hang of this. I'm gonna finish the sepal up, and then I'll call it a day. Loud car driving by. Yesterday, like in the morning, I said, okay, I'm just going to throw some zinnia seeds down because, I just said that I have trouble just sowing zinnias, but I sowed some zinnia seeds down. I'm just going to see how that turns out this year. And when you said you're just going to do something real quick in the garden, but then you just spent you end up being out there for like an hour. So this morning I knew I had alive and I did not want to spend all my time just kind of get sidetracked because it's very easy for me to get sidetracked and spend all day in the garden. Well, look at me, right? Like when we first got the house, and for many, many years, like our house was like full of weeds. It was the house with weeds, right? And now, look at me now. Got all these flowers. I'm trying to have the whole year of flowers. So I guess we all can change. I guess my black thumb is not so black anymore. And that just happened in the last, I want to say, 3 to 4 years. Before that, I want to say my thumb was very black. It was hard to grow anything. It was just mostly weeds. And I like to say before that I like foraging because I couldn't grow my food. Like, I have to go out and find forage for food. But I still like foraging because it's fun. 'Cause we have our freezer full of watercress and ramps for the year. Like, we go out in early spring and then get all this watercress, process it, put in the freezer, and we have it, and it lasts us a whole year. It is my kids' like favorite vegetable. It's hard to find something that all your kids like, but they like watercress. Okay. With so many bead spinners going on, when you're removing your excess beads, just make sure it's going right back into the bead spinner that it came from, because it's very easy to put it in a different bead spinner. Right. So if I can find resin locally next week, I will pot up my magnolias. I will actually need to check my schedule because my kids will be home next week from school. So I need to make sure that they don't have activities that day. Or we might need to change up when we do these sessions. 10, 15, 20, 20. Oh, just the right amount of beads. That has happened to me multiple times yesterday when I was filming this tutorial. Multiple times I strung on just the right amount of beads that I needed. So that all never ceases to amaze me when that happens. Mm. Okay, Natia says, I planted a balcony box with the summer flower seed mixture 3 weeks ago. This mixture also contains small zinnias. Ooh. The first little plants are already appearing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the box develops. That's exciting. That's always exciting. Oh, I have some zinnias out here, zinnia starts out here. After I'm done with this, I will show you because I have all my hydroponics. I have hydroponics zinnias started. I started my zinnias and then I put them in a nutrient water solution, and they are looking pretty good. And they are just right over there, so I will bring that over. So those are the ones that I plan to transplant if the seeds that I put down does not come up. I have been disappointed many times when my zinnia seeds did not come up. But they do okay when I transplant them. So last year I went to Costco, saw that it had zinnias, and I'm like, "Ooh, okay. I'm just gonna plant these Costco zinnias in the ground." And they did great. Last year, like my summer flowers did not fill in. So I was really, really disappointed. Like I had to do so much work to kind of put flowers in. Like there was always a gap somewhere, and I was disappointed. There were so many gaps in my garden last year. I want the I want flowers all the time. Okay. All right, so I've got 3 petals done, or sepals, but I want to make another. I want to make 3 again total. So I have the 3 made for the tropical arrangement, but because I messed up, I had to make more for the tutorials. So now, and I also need to test out the kits, right? So that's why I got to make more. So this is, I already have 1 made for the PDF. So I need to make 1 more for the video, and then I think I'll make the last one, the 3rd one, just also to test out the kit and also to have another one, because it's kind of weird to have just 3, I mean, just have 2 birds of paradise. Just have 2 is like a weird display. So, but three's good when you're displaying something. 2 is an awkward number. Like when I'm making flowers, I don't like to have like an even number. Like 4, that's weird. It just looks weird. So I like to have an even number. All right. Teresa says, I grow sunflowers, the giant kind, other flowers, and I have a love-hate relationship. Teresa, that's me with sunflowers. uh, I can't get them to grow because the bunnies will eat them. Like I've had the bunnies ate so much of my sunflowers. I started some already, and then the bunnies just kept eating them. They were like this. They were this big. They just kept eating them, and I am so annoyed. But I started some in my hydroponics, and then I will transfer it, and then I will put like a cover on top so that the bunnies will not eat them. I'm going to put a cage on my sunflowers. I got some seeds from the public library, and they're called the Titan sunflower. I know it's already June, and my sunflowers are like little seedlings, but I hope I will have some soon. Oh, another thing, Teresa, if your other plants are not growing, if they're next to your sunflowers, that could be why. The sunflowers, they will suck up all the nutrients from the soil. So that is another reason why you're probably not getting your other plants to grow, because your sunflowers um, are taking all the nutrients. Because I planted sunflowers in my raised bed last year. They were in my raised bed because I didn't want my bunnies the bunnies to eat them. And my peppers and other plants in that bed were so sad. They were so sad. Um, the only thing that survived next to the sunflower was the cucumber. And I just saw a post the other day that says that the sunflower root releases like some toxic stuff, chemicals. It's like it's allelopathic is what it's called, that it releases toxic stuff that is toxic to other plants. So not only does it take up all the nutrients from the soil, it also releases um, toxic stuff to other plants. So it's hard to compete with a giant sunflower. And I didn't know about that. But because of what I saw last year in my raised bed, I decided to quarantine my sunflowers in pots this year. And that's when I found out about the roots too. That's before I found out about the roots. So that could be a reason. Sunflowers are very competitive. Competitive sunflowers. But I still love them, and I'm going to grow them in pots. All right. Natia says, I also have to take some new pictures of all the plants and boxes I've planted and bought in the last few weeks. The box with the grape hyacinths and the daffodils have now faded. Yep, they're all done. My Christmas rose, I've also spread its seeds on the balcony. Oh, yes. The Christmas rose is doing really well. It came with the Christmas rose came with my house, and it's just been, I have not been taking care of it, and it just comes every year. Teresa says, I live in California, so I have a long growing season, and I grow a lot of succulents. Oh, I bought some succulents on sale during the fall. This was during my whole, I bought a lot of, that's when I bought the hibiscus too. It's like $3 big old hibiscus, right? At that same, during that period, I also bought like succulents, and I didn't realize that I can grow succulents outside in my region, but 2 survived. So I have 2 succulents in my garden over there. So I am so surprised that I can grow succulents here in wintry Wisconsin. Okay. All right. Okay, my friend is here. But I will show you my zinnias first. Okay, it's right behind me. Hi, Heather. You want to be in my live? You want to be in my live? Oh, no, I don't. I'm just finishing up. Okay. Heather's just here to hang out with me, but I wanted to show you guys these are the zinnias in the hydroponics. So I'm excited to grow these or transplant them when they're bigger. Ooh, nice. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for another chaotic live stream today. And I have to check my schedule to see if my kids have activities next week or not. So maybe it- it- I'll be on, but probably at a different time or maybe the same time. So I'll let you guys know. So, all right. I'll see you next week. Bye.